Grüezi and welcome back to Endless Space 2, where today we are focusing more on expansion, of course. So, I had a look at our situation here a bit, and I probably need to revise my initial plan a bit on how I would like to expand, because I thought I would go for a militaristic approach, but I'm not sure this really is a possibility we have here. Mainly just because there's a very weird composition here. I mean, we're on a very narrow arm, so expansion will be rather slow. We'll see how it develops, but generally I don't think it's going to be very easily possible. So we're currently friends with the Horatio as well as the Riftborn, and that means we can eventually just entangle their systems once we don't have anything better to do. And once we have the technology over here, SLC Supralight content systems, we can actually take over their systems with peaceful conversion. And yeah, I think that is probably the plan for the Horatio. We'll see how it develops, of course. I mean, if it takes too long to go for that and we have a better chance militaristically, which could be the case because, they're cornered and can't really expand that much, then we'll do that. But yeah, for now, for this turn, we're just gonna go ahead and go for the next one. We also researched our current project here, that was the Galactic Commodities Exchange, so we now have access to the market, which is great. I don't remember why I specifically went for that, but access to the market is always great, and I think this also gave us access to the next development, which is always very good, especially because I think Giovanna's is full, right? Not quite, almost full. But yeah, this allows us to move our pops around. Currently, we only have access to Blue Cap Mold, and I think that's not too bad of a choice. I mean, it's extra science, and 60 science right now is a decent amount. So I think we're gonna go for that. I mean, we have at least 2 sources, which is gonna be enough for the start. There's another one in Altair if we wanted more eventually. But yeah, I think that is a good choice. Obviously, I'd always like to have Gedonics first because production is king, but I think that just does the trick here. Which planet does have the other thing? I think we're colonizing it. Yes, we are. So yeah, that's gonna be just fine. So obviously we want to have this system on level 2, and I'll probably squeeze that in after the next well. Alright, that was that. Then yeah, you're just done with cerebral reality. That's fine. We got some pops. We found super spots. Where? Is that one of our pops? No. Where did we find super spots? I guess down here somewhere. I don't quite know. Maybe we found a pop that uses them, but I mean, not one that we can see right now. I don't know. We might have found them somewhere. Alright, we did a hack on Bria here. We currently have a praise that gives us +4 for 1 turn, so we'll end up at 95. What we need to do though is reduce their influence on them, which might actually no longer be possible. It looks like they might have already gotten the fleet. No, actually probably not, because we see that the fleet is of Tikanan, and I think once they get them, they also get the fleet potentially. I'm not quite sure how that works anymore with the Modiani, and that's kind of sad because I should know. But let's impersonate an ambassador so that we can make sure that we are the only ones hacking them. But we're of course just gonna redo that hack, and we can also slap on an accelerator. We can actually not, for some reason, probably because we are doing a backtracking here. We should definitely put an encryption on Kran. We already have one on Virtus. So let's look how this goes. We have arrived in Zines here with our questioner. That's a lot of curiosities. And we found a pirate. Of course we found a pirate. We need to go, otherwise, yeah. That means we'll lose the ship. Because it's already damaged, and I think we have worse weaponry. I mean, we've got to try. We can't run away, right? Yeah, destroyed because 60%. So it's gonna be destroyed either way, but at least we can. I did not expect that. Oh well, then we'll stay there. Wow, why? I mean, apparently we did a lot of kinetic damage for some reason. I mean, they did not have defenses. Oh, we spawned at mid-range. That explains it. That is a big mistake on the pirate side. They should not have spawned mid-range, because that allows us to get in close range rather quickly. And if they had that spawn at long range, we'd have dealt much less damage, while they had decent damage and then great damage. So yeah, that's the reason they lost that battle. Blue cap mold, nice. We plan on getting that system. Giovanna's has been marked with a pirate mark. Who would do such a thing? Who doesn't like me? That could actually also be the Horatio, because they're aggressive towards me. Only the Riftborn, they like me. I think those don't really... You don't even know me yet. I don't know you yet. You're hostile, you're angry. Yeah, one of those, I guess. Hello. Oh, right, down here. The Horatio are sending settlers out. Ooh, there's a minor civilization there. Don't think we can get that because it's very far away. Interesting, we were first on that. Just because of some ship research, I guess. Okay. There was nothing on this one. Yeah, that was the pirate ship. Alright, we need research. So, what would we want? Do we know anything we want? I would say we probably need to increase our science capabilities. And the planet types we can colonize. So we have Savannah, we can already do that. We have lava, Arctic, gas obviously, and lava. I think lava is a good source, although that's not quite in the right tree. Because I would like to get some more science here. This would allow us to get some more curiosities, and I think that's a good thing to get. You know, we have a good number of pops, so maybe that's not a bad idea. I would also like to get some behemoths again, because I mean the last game was obviously very poor on behemoths. So yeah, I guess what's that? Is that... Wait, no, this one, arid. Yeah, that's also gonna be useful. Let's actually get the planet types here in the science area, and then maybe move for lava, because we're also gonna need the next tier strategic resources fairly soon. Yeah, not quite sure how to progress here. We have some military stuff. I think that's enough for now. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm not gonna bother with buying out that pirate mark. We do have fleets in place that could potentially help us remove some of these. How long is this gonna take? 5 turns still. Alright. We're making a decent number of titanium here, that's great. Some price changes, don't really care. Crown is done with a farm. Right, it was the very important thing to get. Then I think it's just gonna be production and science here for a second. It's crazy that we're so ecstatic everywhere. Okay, we do have an event, of course, but still. From peace, of course, I forgot about that. Alright, so that is a normal quest. Reward-wise, we'd want to go for parade. 158 is probably a bit more than we have right now. Can we make that happen? I mean, probably not. Otherwise, we'd have it already. I mean, this would probably increase the strength marginally. Okay. We also need fleets. Right, we need to destroy fleets over here. That would give us a better module, right? That is going to be much stronger, and that would then allow us to get this one here. In 20 turns, I think that's reasonable. We'll have our fleet done in some turns. It might get a little narrow there. But I think we'll still try. I mean, this honestly is just pointless. I don't care about 100 dust. 80 influence with us is a single turn's worth of stuff. So we'll go for this whether we make it or not. So my goal is to just like fly over there, kill those things, upgrade the ships, and then we'll have the thing. We found the Cultic Maw. Now that's also an interesting trait, mostly for the less penalty on overpopulation, because we're not planning on having a lot of steriles, but still I can spend some resources to just get good with those guys. That will get us to 100. You're feeling safe. That's nice. I like that you feel safe. You're still waiting for these, and I guess my ship here is still scouting away. There's pirates that have not yet attacked me. Interesting. You know what? Let's just continue. I mean, why not? It feels like that's the end of the constellation here. Where's the... There we go. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. Meaning that we probably can just move back. Why is grass blinking? Probably this one. Yeah. Alright, so we'll go to grass afterwards. There doesn't seem to be anything interesting there. So we'll go to grass, do that quest, and then come back home, because this research will actually unlock the next ring here, which gives us more curiosities to scan, so more higher tier resources. What are those? A wheel and a hero. Not even sure we could even take that if we wanted to. Are you fast enough? Yes, you are. So we'll kill some Votiani on the next turn. That's nice. Who doesn't like that? And since we are reducing the strength of others here, we should probably praise them so we get some natural growth there. Alright, let's kill the Votiani here. They're quite strong, surprisingly. They're great at long range, we're good at close range, so we want to go close range, obviously. And they flee, that's alright. No longer my problem, I guess. So yeah, we did just research that. Is there an anomaly region here? We have one, and you have at least one as well. Let's actually get the subterranean one. You definitely also need exercise stations, as well as probably the food. Yeah, why not? And yeah, you do have an anomaly here, and you're gonna have a lot more, so only makes sense. Yeah, I think that's fine for now. And that's a level 2, so we have some more signs now, that's great. Also a fleet that has nothing to do. Yeah, this one flew away, and 3 signs for us. Thank you. We did find, we don't know yet, a new type of pop. That's probably very easy and should be done fairly soon, basically. Actually, I'll spend one more. I just want to have this done next turn, basically. And this fleet is ready to scan again. It was Hyperium. That's actually very good. So that's gonna be the next system we're going for, because we really need that system. And actually, I want to block that, because we just also have a probe here from the Riftborn, I think. And I don't want them to settle there. Also not the Vultures. We need that system. Hyperium. Alright. So yeah, currently we can't exploit that yet anyway, but we'll get there. In 3 turns, we'll have that system. Actually, that was pointless. We can't do that any faster than we're currently doing that. Okay, so we just continue our turns. I would like to get more of those vine ships, because it just takes so long to do that. These are Vultures. I think we're evil with the Vultures, right? Yes, hostile. And bang! You're gonna flee anyway, but still. No one passes by here unnoticed.
Do you really wish to push
Yeah, blah blah, don't care. So we also got steps colonization as well as better probes. I'm not sure whether we're gonna equip the probes anywhere. I mean, I would like to have that here, but you know, it's not in our region, so we can't really do that. We found antimatter in Virtus. That is great. It is also a decently sized deposit. So I would like to get Arctic as well as this technology there. Where is Arctic? I think it's one of those. Yeah, there we go. It's also a tech I would get anyway rather soon. We should also probably get this one, right, for the percentage bonus, because we are happy consistently. But maybe let's get antimatter first and then go for science, because then we can already start collecting. Yeah, you're angry, nothing new, and yeah, we can actually get 2 new pop types, which should, I guess, also fulfill one of our quests we just had. With that, the planet is probably soon full, right? You know what? You should be on a sterile planet, which we don't quite have yet, but we'll have it fairly soon. Do we have something similar here? You want to be on a fertile. We don't have so many fertile ones. Sorry, guys. Alright, a hack has been shot down from the pirates. That looks also like a decent system. We'd like to get that eventually, mostly because of the Adamantium. How are we doing score-wise? Probably not all that great. Actually, we're in the lead. How is that happening? I think pops have a very, very high rating for score, and we're good at making pops, right? Almost better than the Horatio, I think. So yeah, this is 2 more turns. I just really hope nobody else buys it under my nose, because this tends to happen. Alright, 1 more ship here. We got some pops. We have the sovereignty here. That's great. That's something I really wanted. Right, they are now cordial. That's not those. That's a Cultigma down here. That's just for resources, basically. But yeah, we can now assimilate them next turn, since we are the suzerain. And we are also going to... Oh, we can't, because I'm the suzerain. Oh, well. I guess hack the economy then? Praise, bribe, assist. We are going to assimilate. That's none of these. Because if we could reduce the cost of influence, I think that would also be nice. But I think we're just gonna make the hack economy to get 1 turn more yields out of them. Who are we gonna hack next? I think we have a very obvious target up here with the Horatio capital just next doors. So we're gonna do that. Someone has 8 planets colonized. 2, 4, 5. Yeah, we're nowhere close to that. So we got a new pop, of course. Send a fleet to the quest marker. Apparently we also got. So now let's scan that anomaly. And also the other one. And that gave us a fleet that immediately attacked us, of course. And we probably cannot deal with that, right? 2000, 2600 in health, both short range just as us, so we cannot have a range advantage. You know what? We'll just retreat. What? That doesn't make any sense, but I guess it doesn't really count the hero ship as a ship. Yeah, we're gonna lose the hero here in a second. Unfortunate. Or we just try it? I mean, we're gonna lose it either way, and I don't care if there's pirates in their system here, honestly. Let's try it. I mean, technically it should not... Yeah, there we go, it survived. Oh, what is that? Interesting. So apparently the no, not Walters, the Vodiani's home system already got taken out. Nice. I guess it was the Walters doing. I could not imagine anybody else being so horrendous. Alright, I think it's time to go home, right? Wow, we're just going to go directly because it's almost as slow as going through the systems naturally. And we're gonna get stopped along the system, so it's probably gonna be faster that way. So we do have a number of ships that is probably high enough to kill whatever there's here for quests. So let's do that. Because I would like to get those 30 titanium if possible. Alright, so that is done. We found antimatter as well as some loot. 50 influence is not that important, I think. Reveals hidden constellation nodes. That was here, and I don't think we found really anything. Maybe Mizar, I don't know whether we found Mizar before. Probably not, because it has curiosities we didn't scan yet. But well. So yeah, the new quest is obviously destroy the pirates, but not gonna bother with that. I don't really care. Okay, one turn, and then we're hitting that button as quickly as we can. Come on, finish the turn. There we go. 150 signs for that. So, vine ships, new job. Right? This is the thing that makes sense. We can always get those later. And that's just a free system. So, I would like to have the cells in Kran. It's kind of the middle ground for everything for now. So, Bria. Of course, first of all, those two. This is a tundra with already exercise stations. That's great. And then just some more science, I guess. We are heavily pacifist here. We also have Enshrined Bria, which you already know. We already got those. That should give us a... yeah, swarming infantry. More infantry troops on ground battle. So this is gonna be interesting once we have the planes, where we kind of... or no, once the enemies have planes, when we also get ground troops again. Yeah, that was to be expected, so we got a little bit out of that. For influence, which we don't use otherwise, so that's fine. We also found Gossamer. I guess that's just a resource that they have. The... what are they called? The Tikanan? Yeah. Alright, sustainable farms were built. Thinking of laws here, the Trusted Broker kind of run its course in usefulness, because I mean we don't really have a lot of minor factions around, and we don't really have any treaties yet, like a science agreement or something like that, because those are also going to be reduced to 50%. And with that, I don't think we need that law anymore. We do now have anomalies, so this might not be a bad thing. Shipbuilding also useful, but then again, I don't think after this ship, I'm not sure when we're gonna build more ships again. So I think for now we're just gonna switch it to Green Fertility Bill. We can easily keep that up. It's also gonna reduce the cost of both laws, which is great. So yeah, really nice. I should have left those behind because they slow down the whole fleet. By 1 point only, but still, that makes a difference. You can actually also scan a new anomaly here. Not anomaly, a curiosity. I always mix those terms up, but you know what I mean. More blue cap mold. So that really just makes it easy for us to get the level 2 modernization up everywhere, excuse me. But yeah, I think those are long range, right? Yes, they are. This ship design is basically always long range missiles. I don't know why they made it this way, because it's very predictable, but it just is, I guess. So, you're full, and you don't have a level 2 system yet, but maybe we can buy some of the... what's it called? Blue cap mold. We have, how many do we have? 5. We need 20. This is probably very expensive for now. We can actually easily afford that. I think I'll do that. It's probably kind of a waste of dust, but I'd like to get this going as soon as possible so we can actually send pops away from here. I'd like some pulses to grow because it's a decent population type. And we don't really have anything else here that makes a lot of sense. I guess the event on the Shoulders of Supergiants will eventually end, reducing our approval slightly, but I think it's not going to reduce it all the way, right? Plus 10 from Guardians. There's no guardian here, right? There can't be. That's weird. That is really weird. Oh well. I don't have to understand that, right? So yeah, let's also send that over to Kran and combine those ships up to a fleet. We do need more ships, of course, eventually. You're threatening, really? And you're sneaky. At least you're no longer hostile. No, sir. No, no, no. That means they might probably come for attack soon. I have to be careful about that. But I think we can manage. We do have a decent fleet for now. They probably just don't like us because we're stronger than them. Actually, no. Yes, we are still stronger than them. Look at that growth. That's crazy. Alright, you need a exercise station. And then we can also go for Xenotourism agencies because this one also has luxuries. And maybe we can then build the Endless Research Park. I think that might make sense. We'll see once this is done. We need to have a good idea about our production. Alright, so next turn I think it is. Kran needs to build something. And where is this fleet that I am supposed to kill here? You probably want my ships gone or so? Yeah, of course. I guess it's just this fleet left then? Sorry guy, but no. Can't we have like open borders or something?
But
why do you want my fleets out? I'm friendly. You're not gonna get tribute. You're crazy. Kran has done this. And honestly, I think we can now go build some ships because, I mean, what else would we do here? I mean, there's an argument for intensive cultivation because all of them are like very hot, infertile planets. It's 5 turns. I think we should invest in more vine ships. It's a good system, or let's say a decent system to be producing ships because of the lot of production here, so let's do that. We'll need more anyway, eventually. Our hero has gotten a skill point and can easily now get some more of that. Let's vine and also research that anomaly. Or curiosity, I rather mean. We found transvine. Okay. Not all that interesting. Alright, I think, yeah, if we have that, that's gonna be just fine. For our quest here. Which we technically should be able to complete now. Because this should easily be possible. Yeah, we'll shoot down the missiles. And here, yeah, that's not gonna be a problem. Let's just go close range. There's not gonna be a problem. But maybe... Actually, no, it doesn't matter. I wanted to move the well over, but it really doesn't matter. Alright, so we have that now. Can we actually upgrade ships here? We'll have to see. So we got the Koyasil kinetics, which is great. We can now go for more non-unfallen pops for the center of light and life. 10 signs per pop type on a system. So usually this is about 3 pop types, so 30 signs. Or the harmony of the heart. More approval per pop types. I think we're gonna go for integrate. Because they are gonna grow as well. We might not get it as fast, but this is also not something we can do very fast. 4 spaceports of level 2. Do we even have 4 systems? Actually, we do. It's probably easy to get at this point. You know what? Why not? Let's understand. We also got a labor with lava colonization, so you now have a new job. At least now for the first one here. That has come to an end, unfortunate, but we'll deal with it. So here, senior tourism agencies is not too bad. You're still ecstatic. I wonder when the other event will run off. Yeah, why not? Some more dust will not hurt us. We're actually pretty short on dust. Perfect. So, this fleet can now... Right, I wanted to upgrade the ships. So, just auto upgrade will give me decoyable kinetics, which are far stronger than the previous kinetic weapons. So that is easily enough for the quest. And we'll just need to see whether we can actually... Let's also upgrade the wells. Perfect. Oh, we have the next module for Apex Clear. Nice. Right, so we can actually upgrade them here because they are, our friends. And that should now fulfill this quest, right? Possess 2 ships. I now have at least 2 ships with that, so that should be fine. And with that, let's actually pin that one and we can go back home. I would also eventually like to get this system under our influence just because it gives us a bonus. A flat bonus of +1 and influence and science per pop of the nearest system it's connected to, so that would be Bertus. I'm actually interested whether it is something viable to kind of only have a single system, your home system, and vine out to all those systems here, those special nodes, and get like a huge bonus in the capital. That's kind of a Hisho approach to playing the game. Not quite sure whether that would be even fun, but it would be something interesting to say the least. We found some propitious seasons. Interesting. And there is a beautifier incoming. Oh no. Yeah, they're not gonna be done by that time. 7 turns. And I can't attack them anymore because I'm friendly with them now. So I guess there's nothing I can do here. I mean, I will continue to guard, but I mean, they're friends. They will be able to go through that. But with that said, I think I will still vine it and then probably just go for this technology fairly soon. Yeah, that said, we are really not pushing here. We should go for probably also behemoths. And I do also want the spin project because we're gonna need it. We need a lot of influence for all that to happen. Yeah, I guess we're gonna just be using peaceful stuff then. Sad, but that's what we're gonna be using. It is not a good game for militaristic expansion here. I think, at least. I mean, I don't really have a sense of their strength here. It's honestly probably easily doable. What weaponry do they have? I mean, their ships are generally not all that great. So that's just 7, let's say 7 ships. I think we can deal with that. It is only an outpost, but I think, like, if I have the vines before they have that, I can probably still get it. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't remember how this works. But yeah, we'll have it in 6 turns, so that should be easily enough time to get it before the Horatio finish their outpost. But yeah, we'll see. So we got that, 30 titanium for free. You're aggressive, don't care. Alright. We definitely also need to upgrade you. And here we can also actually queue the lava colonizations up. Same for... I don't have lava. I think that was only there. What do you have? Toxic and desert. We should probably get that soon as well. But then again, I don't think it's something we really need to focus on. Yeah, we'll see. So we have a fleet that does nothing. That is Walters. Please get out. I'm asking with my weapons whether he can get out here. Thank you for cooperating.
Do you really
No, I will not stop attacking you. I'm sorry. And oof, you know what? I would like to push ecologists because I like that law with the anomalies. So it's not gonna make us have these as the base law. Yeah, look at that. It's gonna be pacifist and ecologist and militarist, I would say. Like before. Yeah. And we got actually the spoils of war. Nice. For some reason they have the higher rating than the ecologists. Not quite sure why. So, oof, I don't like this event. I mean, we're ecstatic. We can totally take this hit to approval. It's only for 10 terms. Turns, not terms. You would like me to stop whining. I'm sorry, dude, this is not gonna happen. I wonder when he breaks the peace deal there. Because it doesn't seem to like anything I'm doing. So we could get plasma metallurgy, which you're gonna need eventually once we have that system. We could take multi-threat management, which is also not a bad one for dust buyout and the what's it called, intergalactic supermarket, or fusion, which I think is a bad option. None of these are really exciting. So it's either this or that. I think since this is more expensive, I think I'm gonna go for that. So that's the multi-thread management. But you know, we can just hack them again, because I mean, they're close and it's an easy hack, so we'll do that. And since they now gave us a backdoor, I cannot actually put an accelerator, so I'll have to remove that in order to make one. Wait, what? I removed it, but I still... So 3 times 15 is 50. Okay, if you think so. That is weird. I guess it just didn't update, but that's stupid.
Has an eternal task to beautify the galaxy. Perhaps
Vegetable
this helps you
matter.
understand
Interesting.
our actions.
Right, we got that tech. We should probably build that in Giovanna's. I think that would make sense. It's a decently big system, so that's fine. Either there or in Birtus, actually. Birtus is probably also a good location because of Deona. I like this planet so much. So happy we got that. Alright, I think it's just next turn here. We're continuing to Vine, and I think they're still nowhere close to that yet. We have 4 turns left. They have a lot more.
Our friendship is something.
You like us. I like when the Riftborn like us. What are we gonna do here? We could build the Endless Research Park here, which I guess also would make sense, although it's not really a research-heavy planet. I mean, no, it is actually a research-heavy planet. The production is not all that great, but it is probably the biggest, yeah, we have so far. So let's do that here. We haven't queued it up there, so that's fine. We can kind of make this our go-to capital for all things wondrous. It is 30 turns, that's a lot of turns. Could also be building ships. But then again, I don't think we need that much more vining afterwards. Another thing we do want is the... what do they call it? The wormholes. Because that one enables us probably to go here. I'm pretty sure that's a wormhole link. Would make sense to me. We also need more scouts. I'm kind of not really expanding that much in terms of vision. these are rather short and uneventful turns as of late. Just some increasing our economy, I guess. We now have access to Arctic, which I think was here, right? For the antimatter. Extreme atmospherics gives access to that, so maybe we can't actually buy that out, but we can do that quickly. That's only 2 turns. I think that's fine. We need Hyperium for that. Interesting. It is 30 science though. Oh, it's actually, well... I mean, if we have nothing else to do, we'll of course get the resources and buy it out. Or like buy the resources and then build it. But I don't think we have to stress too much about it. So, the event has finally come to an end. I would like to check my approval. So, remember we also have a -10 currently. So, this is also going to be ecstatic afterwards, which is great. Nice. Okay, 3 more turns there. I don't see any, like, food chips coming in yet. So that's also good for us. So... no, there was just something built. I don't care about market price changes. Bria has completed that, and you definitely need the level 2 modernization so we get our faction quest going. And then I don't know what you were going to do. Your production is poor. You have science, otherwise you don't really do much. Maybe it's just gonna be public 3D printing afterwards. Very sad, but if we have to do that, we'll do that. So yeah, that just ended with no consequences. That's fine. Okay, we can combine our fleets, and I would like to get these ships out of my main fleet. In case we are attacked, they will all fight together. But yeah, this is gonna be like my main fleet. I don't like, because I mean the other ones I cannot upgrade eventually, so I like to have them separate. Also, the other ones are slower, so they're more suited for like homeland defense. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Alright, let's continue here. Yeah, Bria is done with that. What are we gonna do with Bria? Oh, Harm of the Heart. Of course, we can build that now. I mean, you're ecstatic. There's no reason to do that yet. Senior tourism agencies don't really make sense here. I mean, I guess I could build this one for some food. Or ships, which just is very inefficient here. It's just honestly a bad system before terraforming. Let's do that one. Why not? So we got that, and we can now choose either a scientific focus for influence or 100 titanium with, well, that's very easy. So this quest probably has an influence on what quests will be available later on. Because this one focuses more on fire, which is kind of, I think, more the offensive approach to the Unfallen. But this is so easy, and it's actually a fairly big reward. How expensive is titanium? Oh, okay. Maybe not that big of a deal then. I mean, that's also not a big of a deal. Let's go for evolution. I'd like to go for the science way, because I think I usually go for tradition. So let's try that. We have colonized the Arctic, that's great. Arctic planet, I mean. So we can just quickly queue that up. AI labor is nice, but I'm not sure I'm gonna make too much use of that. It's also not gonna be good in this system anyway. It might be useful in Kran, because again it's a very hot system. Something like so. Let's actually get rid of that vine ship. I don't think we need that many more right now. That should still be our hero moving, yeah. Come on, I can't click on it. There we go. There is a food ship coming from there. Interesting. So they must have a system close by there. Weird. So yeah, but we have this in one turn, and I hope that we can just like get the system there.
Apologize if you
Oh,
repeat,
that's interesting. Like we can tell them to do nothing. I don't like that. Alright, let's see whether we can actually get the system. Please? Yes. Nice. Thank you. I think that didn't used to be possible early on in when the game came out and so on, because I mean playing the Unfallen was very tedious and you had to be very lucky. I'm happy that they fixed some parts of that. Let's actually also get the level 2 going here right away. Maybe just like so. I think that's gonna be fine. With 2 planets right away, I think that's perfect. We also have Mineral Rich and the Fallen Gardens, which I think is the thing we see here on top. That looks great. I think I have never seen that anomaly. Nice. So yeah, we have a new pirate mark on Jovanus. Did the other one just run out, or what happened there? So yeah, we got that system, we got some pops, and built a wine ship. That's great, we should send them out. So we have now 2 options. Either we send them over to Altair, which for some reason has very few ships, or we send them to the Neutron Star. But I think it is more time for inviting the Horatio, because then we can just enable that technology here and start converting them. So with that, you're no longer bound to be here, meaning we should probably also upgrade the design to include the better probes. I'm actually surprised we don't have the better what's it called? Engine yet, the one that gives us more speed per movement point. But oh well. Wow, we need Hyperium for that, right? So let's get ourselves some Hyperium. I think 1 is gonna be enough. It's pretty expensive. Perfect. So I guess you just fly over there and continue searching, because I don't think there's much in terms of curiosities on this side here. No, it doesn't seem to be. Have all been scanned already. Why does this take so long? It's crazy. So we have the Vine ship here, who can also already go up there. Do we need to send an escort? I mean, the Horatio can't attack me. I don't think the Vodiani can attack me unless they're at war with the Horatio, which they might be. No, they're not. Although they can attack in Cold War, so maybe they could attack me. We'll see. I mean, this is gonna be first, so in case something bad happens, we can always send the fleet up. And we can ask them to do nothing again, I guess, yeah.
But Horatio...
But Horatio what? I don't care about Horatio. My nose itches weirdly. I hope you don't hear that too much when I scratch my nose. So, we have gotten the gas giant colonization as well as antimatter capture. So that's great. We are now producing 2 per turn. And yeah, that's actually the only deposit in vicinity. We definitely also need the antimatter, not the antimatter, the Hyperium. And I will queue that up first now. That's going to be very important, because otherwise we'll not produce any. Perfect. So also some T-cannon growth, as well as Bria being compromised. You know what? It is a border system that does not have hacking defense yet, so we should probably put a encryption going on as well. So they are tracking or tracing our hack, but they'll never arrive in time. So next turn we can actually steal another technology. Nice. So the Vine ships can just continue. Actually, can we upgrade that design? That would also be a good thing to do. We can actually do that. And there's, in my opinion, no reason to put defenses on there. So just warp drive, upgrade. Should not be too expensive. Actually, it was quite expensive. More than I expected. And send them up there. Alright. Our science is actually pretty decent. I like that. That's a good science production. Most of that also has to do with being happy or ecstatic. So we got Hyperium extraction, that's nice. Some pops and the hack completed. So let's see what you have. Only N-wave fusion, that's a bit sad. With that said, do we even want to keep hacking you? I don't see any better system though. If we had a backdoor here, could we make it happen to hack Procyon? Probably not. Procyon is probably gonna be difficult to get. Did this change hands? I thought it was Walter territory before.
We survived the...
Let's just check here. Walters, yes, they're at war with the Vodiani though, not with Riftborn. Weird. But yeah, the Vodiani don't look too strong right now. Probably their last arc there. Right, I think it's just going to be, yeah, vining, huh? And upgrade the ship to the next ship design. Oh yeah, right. We were looking for hacks, that's why I was looking around. You know, we might as well try, right? It is 7 turns now, so they are a bit more defensive as of now. But we have 2 systems that have defenses, so I think it's fine. And if it's not fine, they're gonna be upset and, you know, whatever, don't really care. That is a very poor deposit for Hyperium. Some lava colonization, and this could potentially be good. We don't really need the reduced cost for the system development. They're all level 4 already. Maybe except for Zane's. No, actually, it's already also. And this could give us some more Hyperium and antimatter, so I'm gonna go for that. A better option all the way. So, this system should be done in 5 turns, right? Yeah, all our system entwinement is now 5 turns. So that is much faster. I think the optimum for a single fleet is probably about 3 Vine ships. Otherwise, you'd have to get... I don't know. I mean... 5? Then it's 3 turns? Yeah, I think 3 ships is alright. There's a lot of diminishing returns to that. It feels like, at least. Because it's still gonna take time, nevertheless. Price changes, a population collection bonus. More influence, nice. Not all that useful just yet, but eventually going to be. Once we start buying out other players' systems with influence, with Pacific conversion, we're gonna need a lot of influence. And especially I think the capital is gonna be super expensive. So yeah, not really happening much. Our new probe ship is arriving soon in Azulo. And our hero is soon back. Actually, you know what? We've been super stupid. We could have put it to an empty system and just called him back. That would have been much better. Oh well. I probably already hear you screaming in the comments. Given that we don't have any other important techs to run, and we might need to construct some ships soon, maybe we should run lower ship costs. I don't think we need Trusted Broker right now, so having that for when we need it is probably not too bad. How are we making money? Not too bad, not too good. Nothing else really makes sense though. Let's go for lower fleet costs. I think that's sensible. We got the optics research lab, that's great. We're gonna build that everywhere we can. We also have ice colonization and also Baron with the Denark University, which we should probably build as soon as we can in Birtus. We also have the next technology stage there, meaning we should totally also unlock the next one as well immediately. So in order to do that, the most interesting thing to do is probably get Toxic. Then Culture Center must also be built. It's probably also going to be interesting on our system of Tihana. I don't really need the colonial rights, and for the rest I would like to go for ships. And I'm debating whether it's small or big ships. I think we have to go for big ships. It only makes sense. We don't really need that yet, although it is also gonna be more influence, which is gonna be important. So let's also do that. And then I think I'm gonna go for the fire class for now. Yeah, let's do that. We need this technology as soon as we can. That way we can actually push on the Horatio. They can keep Hidel here. I don't care about that single savannah planet. That may be their only place they can stay. So the... What do you want? Tendrils gone. Sorry, not gonna happen. The biggest problem for me with the Pacific conversion is that as soon as you start it, they're gonna get so mad they will declare war on you pretty much in an instant, or at least go to Cold War, which will stop the conversion. And while I can force peace, it simply, I mean, it just stops it. So we'll see whether they change anything about that. But to me, it seems like it's very a impossible thing to do unless you just buy the system out the moment you can. The moment you can see their ships. Why are you here? I mean, you're free to be here, but why are you here?
We apologize if you...
I'm not gonna ask them to leave. I think that's rude, but still. Ooh, that's nice. So we can upgrade the Guardians to better Guardian Pops or something. Don't know how they're called. Guardian Guides, okay. They're just basically a stronger variant of the Guardian. More food in Bria or... Oh. Regenerative Bark is actually not that great system. Not system. What's it called? Module. No, that's actually not that good. Crew defense doesn't really matter that much. It just sounds nice. Honestly, no, I don't think so. I think we're gonna go for this one. A Guardian Guide. So more food will eventually just happen in Bria. I don't think I need to really focus on that. So the hero has arrived. With that, we can upgrade the hero to a newer ship design. Why don't you have a shield? You need a shield, Mr. Hero. And yeah, also better probes. Do we need so many probes though? Is the question. I think the answer is yes. I mean, we can make the ship faster if we wanted to, by 1. And I mean, eventually we're gonna do that anyway. Yeah, why not? We have the coaxial kinetics here, so that's just great. And with that, I think you should also go and discover some more. You have just arrived, so you should definitely do some scanning here. That was not really much interesting, I think. We found the Guardian, some dust, and Transvine. Okay, really not that interesting in my opinion. So in 2 turns we have Wind Altair, and then we'll go for Duel and probably afterwards that one, that Neutron Star. And then, I don't know yet, we'll see. We'll take it 1 turn at a time from then on. So we also got the Behemoth ship design. And Johannes has built this one, so we have a lot of things to build here. What are we gonna do? First and foremost, I think it's about time we invest more in science, right? You don't have antimatter, so it's not important to get mines up. Let's go for science. You do have 2 planets of curiosity, so that also makes sense. I would also like to build it in our university, as well as the Intergalactic Technology Center, of course, but we'll probably have to wait for that a bit more. Yeah, I think we'll just wait until those are built and then see from there. Alright. So, that was Giovanna's, not actually... I was speaking about Virtus, which will complete the Endless Research Park in 1 turn, which is also great. So, somebody has a hero level 9. Interesting that is the Riftborn though. Oh, apparently I already have that. And can now get diplomatic pressure going. So this is gonna be something that's gonna happen very soon. As soon as we have entwined them, we're gonna impose a lot of pressure upon them. Maybe we'll already have that as well on the Vodiani there. So we'd get the Heart's Ward, which is a awesome shield with a little bit of health bonus, a lot of shield capacity, and a lot of energy defense for antimatter though. Or we can do control with a decent beam, but then again, we don't really focus much on beams in my opinion. This is easier to get, but I'm not sure we want that. It's actually not that good of a beam. 19 damage for a beam. It's probably in the region of here, yeah. Does it have any special effects or so? Crew killed per hit and a lot of crit chance. 20% over a normal of 5. But you know, it is gonna be outclassed with a like basic level beam eventually, so I don't think that's important. This one, however, 1600 and 650 for shielding is better than the Hyperium. Hyperium, right? I mix them up sometimes. It is on par about with the antimatter shielding, and probably only loses against the graviton shielding. And also not by that much. This one has shield reloading each phase, which is great. So yeah, I think that's a very good choice here for the Convince. We finally got scavenged RAM scoops. That took a while. And you want 3 unique planets. You know what? We might even get that with taking over Altair there. You can now scan a new curiosity here. And it was, in fact, improved high eye plating. You know what? Not too bad. And we could... Oh, sacrifice 10 Hyperium. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna protect. Kran will be renamed. Where is Kran? We just renamed that to Lost. We can't really spend Hyperium, and the reward is not that great that we really care about it. So yeah. Alright, you just continue. Not much else to say, and you probably just go directly there to Nusakan. Why is Bria blinking? Oh right, we need more food there. That's a difficult system to grow much food, right? Although, I mean, maybe this already does the trick, right? So it would be 50 food and some food from original pops. Yeah, close. Not quite there, but close. Lost is done building, as is Saints, but Saints will have a job to do, which is colonization. And then probably some sustainable farms. Hot and cold would make sense to get that. Also definitely xenotourism agencies as well as public-private partnerships, for sure. So that's a thing. We also have access to the Spin project now, which is going to be great on all kinds of planets that are either just temperate or fertile and temperate, like this one. Basically anything that's temperate, in the end, should be a Spin project. In my opinion, should be a Spin project. You can, of course, always do whatever you like. I just find them the most sensible things to do. We should also get access to industrial zones. Those would be great. What are we doing here? We could do xenotourism agencies as well as optics research lab. Why not? Academy annex. Embassy, I mean. This is a very productive system already. Crazy. Growing very fast as well. It's probably our most productive system at this point. Yes, it is. Yeah, let's actually do that, and maybe before the optics research lab should give us a little faster hero. Altair is entwined, that is great. We're gonna continue that in Duyel. That's a big fleet with pops, nice. Wait, already? Oh, okay, we already have that. Nice. We even have the antimatter to build that immediately, so that's good. Very defensive ships now. We also built the Endless Research Park. That's great. So, do we want fire or light? So this is terraforming. And we can either terraform the cold planet types into forest directly or the hot planet types into forest directly. So basically we need to just go through our systems and see what's more common. We have 2 cold ones, 3 hot ones, a cold and a hot, so they're basically even still. Cold and hot, still even. Cold and hot, still even. I think it's very, very even. So that's 2 colds, 3 hots. Yeah, it's very even. So it doesn't really matter. So maybe let's just see what we can do easier. So there's gonna be a new system called Heartfire. And I think it's gonna be a very, very inhospitable planet. And we'll have to terraform that in a jungle or a monsoon planet. Or just reach the 4th stage of the technology tree, which would be here. So either we get here or we do some of the terraforming with this technology. And I think since we already have that, we just need one more technology to get there. We are gonna go for fire. That would also go with our last choice a little bit. And with that said, we should probably queue up one technology. I'm not so sure about moon exploration. We do want the wormholes. Desert is something we also need to colonize, and we also need terraforming for sure. So probably we're going to go for this first. But of course it's going to have to wait a little bit. But yeah, terraforming directly to forest is a great feature. Yeah, we got the spin project. We already queued that up in some places. Not everywhere yet. We also need that on Koyazil, of course. Right, alright, some fleet movement. So you get some curiosity here. And I think since you don't have more probes, I think you just continue. Ooh, we got a pop. What pop is that? Pulsars. Okay, we already have those, but still a nice pop. Nice. Okay, so what's going on here? You have fleets that I would like to have gone, and you... I don't care about your fleets. You're welcome in my place. You shall be denounced. Where are your fleets? Oh, that counts as my territory now for some reason. So yeah, we should now put out a lot of pressure on Horatio. Yeah, I see that. +8 from systems covered, and -4.7, which is basically just half of our pressure from being at peace with them. But that's fine. They do have a sizable fleet. We need to be careful not to get the short straw there. But we can actually upgrade our ships with better defenses. So this is a decent upgrade with titanium cast, and that's a great upgrade with antimatter cost. Look at that, 88% absorption, lots of shielding. It's basically impenetrable. We should also upgrade the engine here. That was, which ship did I just upgrade? I think the well. Alright, so plating and shielding. Great. Impenetrable. We don't really need this on the scout ship. Behemoth. We should probably also think about Behemoth for either Bertus or Giovanna's or both. But I don't think we have the research spare to get this one, which is the one that really matters for Behemoths, in my opinion. Of course, you can also do the research Behemoths, but I'm not so sure how good they really are. Of course, research cost reduction is nice. But yeah, I don't know how much value that actually is. I maybe need to run some numbers at some point. Let's do some graviton shielded laboratories, and optics research labs. Boy, this is gonna take a lot of time. Right, pops, and we got that quest completed thanks to the completion of the food wonder. And yeah, we have that completed. Nice. So we have our hack complete, and we cannot actually steal anything from them. So what would you do instead? Prevent fleet movement? No. Change government? No. Actually, let's see what we're doing there and get a sleeper. Getting sleeper does always have a value. Where do we see them? Yeah, here. If we get 5 sleepers, we get 10% of dust, strategic, and luxury resources. So we can basically just keep doing that until we get more technologies to steal. And I think I shall be doing that. I don't see a point why not to.
The organs channel our anger into...
Okay, I don't care about that. You can do whatever you want there. So we just upgraded our fleet. Excuse me, I had a cough attack. Yeah, we just upgraded our fleet and found Bilgali. Nice. It's already colonized by the United Empire. And you want us out? I'm sorry, I will not do that. I have to scan here because you're not doing it, you know? While this also helps them, I do have the chance of actually discovering useful things. So yeah, actually, let's just go there. That makes sense. They backed off. Interesting. Mineral rich. That's a nice thing for them to have. Some militaristic opinion and antimatter. It's still weird to me that I'm so far ahead. Like, do the others just not play that well? Actually, I'm not first anymore. The United Empire is first now. But I actually never had such a great start, and especially not with the Unfallen. But maybe I just underestimated them. Maybe they got better. I don't know. I don't like all that fleet movement back and forth here from my territory, from the Horatio. Need to be very careful with those guys, since I think they still don't like me, right? Sneaky. It's better than angry. That's for sure. So you get this curiosity, and then I guess also move on. So much antimatter over here. I think we need to do some friendly takeover over here. Oh, we get the hyper pack very soon. That is... Which technology is that? Oh no, I thought it was this one. Never mind then. Not all that interesting. It will allow us to colonize the toxic planet in Bria, which I think we should prioritize. Because more pops are gonna make things a lot easier. Oops. That was wrong. Mark price changes and yeah. Alliances and treaties. Do I want an alliance with those guys?
A warm welcome, friend. We Riftborn begin to see...
You have an outpost nearby. What? Where? Ah, okay, the pirate system got removed. What is my ultimate goal here is a question I have to ask myself. I'm actually not sure what the Unfallen are good at for winning the game. Because, I mean, teaming up with the Riftborn, I think is something I'd like to do as a long-term strategy, though they are not so spread out. They are not super spread out, and I think their system can be taken over with Vines. Yes, they can. Same for the Walters. I mean, expansion is something we could potentially do. Supremacy is not really possible for us because, like, sniping the home systems is very difficult as a Unfallen player. We could go for science or economy. Economy. I think economy probably makes most sense since they are peacefully inclined, and we could trade with the Riftborn, and they will hopefully eventually take over the Vault. So I think an alliance with them is not too bad. Yeah, I think economically probably makes sense. We could also befriend the United Empire and trade with them. I think that is a plan. It's not the plan I initially had, but oh well, what can you do? Because anything else is probably not gonna work, right? So, okay, let's actually force ourselves some peace on you. No, we're not at war. We're actually at peace. I don't know whether you realized, but we are at peace. Somehow it didn't get reordered yet, but oh well. Yeah, I think we want an alliance with the Riftborn.
Welcome to call on us as often as you need.
See, they like us. What? Do we need to throw in like a little goodie here? Do you want Xenology? Let's give you Xenology. That was expensive. Alright, so, are they at war with those guys? We're at Cold War now. Why? Let's forge peace again. Should have probably done the other thing first. So yeah, allied, and I also need to do an ally here. Perfect. Everybody's our friend. So, that's a lot of messages now to go through. But I think it's mostly just reactions. You're surprised. You're still surprised.
Thank you for accepting.
You're happy. And it's called the Anti-Aggression Pact. I think it's a bit more than that, right? We found Zavali here. Who is purple again? Oh, the right, the Nakalim.
What are you thinking?
Apparently we already know them. So let's actually also get some resources out of those guys. Yeah, we found the home system of the United Empire, that's fine. You're still surprised. Still surprised. You're surprised and surprised. Perfect. You're all where I want you to be. So basically what we just now need to prevent is that other people join our alliance that I want to take over systems from. Because being in alliance I think prevents peaceful conversion, if I remember correctly. This is done in 2 turns, great. This ship has arrived here, you should continue. Haven't found anything additional yet. Okay, let's go. Duel also shall be mine. Pop gained. Trace detected, that's fine. I think they just removed my sleeper. Yes, they did. Sad. So, let's scan ourselves some curiosities. Oh, 2 guardians. Haha. You better stay friendly with me, or you're gonna have a bad time. Ships are leaving in this direction. Maybe we should scan there. Then stay for a second. Actually, yeah, just for a second. For a turn, I think it's gonna be alright. Okay, yeah, let's just continue here. Duel has been entwined, and I think we can just move on to the neutron star over here. Eventually I will also wind down this way towards the Riftborn, because it's gonna give them a bonus, and any kind of fleets are gonna be faster for us too, so that's fine. You're aggressive, I don't care. You're wary only. Interesting. I think you've realized that you cannot really compete with me. There is a system there, and I will have to wait another turn. It looks very yellow. Do we have a yellow enemy? We do not. So that is Academy territory, apparently then. Probably even the Academy system. That's a very big circle. Or maybe it's just like cut off by this influence zone, because that's a mighty big influence zone. Alright. One more turn here. Virtus is done building, so it needs something new to do. And we've got ourselves the Culture Center, which is perfect timing, because that goes here. Definitely. Because, you know, Teona makes so much influence, and if we get a modifier for that, it's just gonna be even better. After that, it's gonna be just some science. And I did also see something leave in hyperspeed from Virtus, so there's a wormhole from Virtus. Probably somewhere over there. But yeah, let's actually fly to this system here. The gas giant has been colonized there. We are cordial with this Zvali.
Horatio has
and you're sneaky again. Or still again, one of these. How close are we to the technology we need? Still some way away. So Horatio wants us to remove nearby outposts. We don't have outposts, it's just your system, mate. It's already yours. We don't do anything. Actually, no, we can ask them to remove. Where, though? Oh, you're contesting. You're gonna have a bad time. Look at that. It's gonna be done in one turn, and you just settled. How stupid of you. Seriously. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. We have spread quite a bit from, I think, just 3 systems to... Okay. To 5 systems with 2 additional ones in the pipeline. I think we probably manage next turn to at least start working on the cultural conversion. Whether we actually already pull it off on the Horatio, we'll see. But with that, thank you very much for watching. Come back next time for some cultural action, and goodbye.